For most of recorded history, Earth was understood to be the centre of the universe. This wasn't a myth, it wasn't ignorance, it was observation, experience, and sound reasoning. And then, at the height of the Renaissance, a shift occurred, and opponents of the Earth-centred theory went to extreme measures to implement the new sun-centred paradigm. The ancients observed the stars moving overhead with perfect regularity. The sun and moon kept time with astonishing precision. And the planets, those wandering stars, traced intricate, looping paths through the night sky. All of it pointed to one inescapable conclusion: the Earth stood still. Aristotle, a student of Plato, the philosopher who shaped the foundations of Western thought, taught that the Earth lay at the centre by nature. It was where all matter settled. The heavens, by contrast, were a different realm made of ether, perfect and eternal, rotating in harmonious circles. Later, Ptolemy, the great Alexandrian astronomer, refined this worldview into a complete geocentric system. Using epicycles and deferents, he created a mathematical model that accurately predicted the motions of the planets. His model reigned for over 1,000 years, not because it was imposed, but because it worked. But in the 16th century, a quiet revolution began to stir. Nicolaus Copernicus, a Polish cleric and mathematician, proposed that the Earth was not central at all, but rather orbited the Sun, along with the other planets. His model, published in 1543, was radical and elegant, but it was also theoretical. It lacked direct evidence and demanded new assumptions about the nature of the cosmos. Copernicus's vision appealed to some, but was far from universally accepted. It disrupted the natural order, strained the limits of physics, and contradicted the plain fact that the Earth does not appear to move. Enter Tycho Brahe, a towering figure and forgotten hero in the history of astronomy. Brahe was no mere theorist. He was a man of instruments, of numbers, of empirical rigour. From his island observatory of Uraniborg, then part of Denmark, he spent decades charting the skies with a precision never before achieved, using only the naked eye and the tools he personally designed. And based on that mountain of data, Brahe rejected Copernicus's theory. The Earth, he saw clearly, did not move. Instead, he proposed a model grounded in reality and backed by precise observation, the Tychonic system. In it, the Earth remains stationary at the centre, the Sun orbits the Earth, and the other planets orbit the Sun. It preserved the physical integrity of an unmoving Earth, while also accounting for the observed motions of the planets. It was clean, coherent, and fully supported by the data. At the time, Brahe's model was widely accepted by astronomers and philosophers alike. It solved the problems Copernicus introduced, without violating reason or experience. But behind the scenes, forces were gathering to challenge it. In 1600, Brahe reluctantly took on a new assistant, a young mathematician named Johannes Kepler. Brilliant, obsessive, and firmly committed to heliocentrism, Kepler coveted Brahe's data, but found his access limited. Brahe, aware of his assistant's ambitions, held his star charts closely. Then, in 1601, something unexpected happened. Tycho Brahe, by all accounts a robust and energetic man, died suddenly after a brief illness. The official story claimed a urinary blockage, but whispers of foul play circulated even at the time. Those whispers grew louder over the centuries. In 1999, a team of forensic researchers uncovered high levels of mercury in Brahe's hair, levels far beyond what would naturally occur. The possibility of poisoning could no longer be dismissed. However, a more recent study in 2012 reversed the conclusions, stating that mercury found in different samples was not lethal or come from intoxication. Regardless the confusion caused by these two contradicting reports, or the actual cause of death, from that point forward, the Copernican revolution had its fuel. Within days of Brahe's death, Kepler seized control of the observatory, the instruments, and most crucially, the data. From then on, Kepler would thrust ahead, using Brahe's work to promote the heliocentric model. But what if Brahe had been right? What if the alternative, observationally grounded model of the universe, the one that kept the Earth at the centre, was buried with the man who discovered it? What if science didn't progress, but was hijacked? In this documentary, we will revisit the foundations of astronomy. We'll question the popularly accepted story, and we'll explore the neo-Tychonian model, a modern, scientifically irrefutable geocentric framework that explains all known phenomena without requiring the Earth to move or rotate on its axis at all. But first, we begin with the man at the heart of it all, a genius, an astronomer, and perhaps a victim. This is a battle for the centre of the universe, the forgotten story of Tycho Brahe, the scientific and theological war over the cosmos, and the controversial events that changed the course of accepted astronomy.